everyone. It has been a while since I made my last video. That's as always. So let's just move on. I'm sorry. Life gets in the way. Can't help it. Let's move on. This is my long coming um, Morning Rising by Samantha Boyette review. So I received this book from the author. It's just a text to review it, but it was for Goodreads and Amazon, and I just decided to do a YouTube video. This was my first completed on any electronic device ebook, and I had some personal attachments to it. It did keep my attention span, and I have a short attention span, so, but it's also very short. It's like 114 pages long, and it also has a lot of adventure in it, so you just move from one thing to another, but it's connected, and some things you can tell after that they had been coming because we were introduced to them before. Now I kept notes. They're kind of probably disorganized, and I made this. Just wanted to share with you how you can keep notes organized for ebooks. If you're going to handwrite them, just fold each side an inch or two, and then fold horizontally, staple, and write. If it's a series, because it's a series, write the name, write the author, whatever. It's very effective, and you can easily place it on your bookshelf where you have little space. So, what is this book about? There are these two girls. It has a lesbian love interest. Um, Kind of a dystopian, but not really. It's not that felt. It's more like an adventure, I find. There's these two girls, Kara and Dylan, who have different names in another world, and those are Scylla for Kara and Morning for Dylan. One of them is a princess in another dimension. It's not really another world, it's another dimension. And Kara is her guardian. It's kind of complicated between them, and I think anyone that has been in a complicated relationship or had feelings for someone, but it was kind of complicated because they were a player or had addiction or something, would understand this. There are addiction and alcoholism triggers in this one. They're not that prominent, but I just wanted to point that out because it's important to know what a book has for triggers. So it begins contemporary, but it gets quickly as a fantasy. Now, Dylan is kidnapped, and Kara goes after her, you can say, more like stumbles after her because she wakes up not knowing where she is and she's kind of shocked. We have this journey and we go with Kara on this journey. Kara asks questions which we ourselves feel. She reacts probably as we would, being in that situation. They don't have memory of their previous lives, and they were sent to our world by the king, by Dylan's father, because our world moves quicker. And I thought that this was a very clever thing. There are some very clever elements in this book, and very original as well. And so they would age quicker because there is this bad guy who wants to claim Dylan because she's half and half. That's what the book says. She has a mother from the from the Nightlands, and the father is the king of the Daylands. Those are different dimensions. And then there's in between, which he is the ruler of, and so he feels that he has a claim on her. There's an adventure ongoing. You don't know who you can trust, but Kara ends up trusting Baron, and by definition also his friends, and he was their protector, their bodyguard in the palace. He's also young. There are powers involved. Both are very powerful. You see them gain control of their powers, which they did not know for a while that they had. There is practicality in between. For example, technology um, is used on practical basis, even if it's human, our technology. Even bottled water. I thought that was a clever element. Another clever element is that they have a word allergy, Kara and Dylan, which they thought surprising that they both had it, seeing as they had just met. But it turns out everyone in between has it, so another clever element. Uh, Basically, this is I wanted to read more of this, and I was happy to realize that was a series. There's the second one, it's already out. The third one is, I know, is going to be out as well. I'm not sure if it's a trilogy or a series. It gets kind of better between Kara and Dylan, and that was very encouraging. It had some dark elements, but at the same time it was also light and it's very adventurous. I don't know what else I can say. I have a lot to say on different characters. For example, I wished that there was some character development for the other characters, but it's probably going to be there in the second book, which I have not read yet. This book is really cheap, it's only 99 cents, and there aren't a lot of LGBTYA books, especially lesbian, yeah, probably even trans and bi. There are more gay ones. I thought that it was very clever or very original. There were some mistakes which I pointed out to the author, and they're probably fixed, so that's better. I am looking forward to reading the second book, and I will also review that. I felt on the whole that this book, despite being fantasy, was very realistic. It could easily feel like it can happen to you. It had some triggers as well, as I pointed out, but they weren't that prominent. You feel attached to some of the characters. For example, even Byron, even though he's the most prominent secondary character, you feel sorry for their situation and you realize how they are like, why us? But at the same time, you look forward to reading the book. And on that note, I will end this. Probably I will